There's a shadow in the way. Come on, get in there. Oh, look at that. I am not Scorsese. Welcome to the Tone Church here, everybody. Everybody can't talk. Tone Priest can't talk, but he can talk in a southern drawl. We're taking a break from this, because we need a break from that. Let me show you what we're going to do today. Bam! Alright, we're making a super duper pedal today. This video is going to be out of order for the, I guess, the channel narrative of what's going on here, but it'll all work out in the end. A year from now, it'll all make sense. In 100 years from now, none of us will care, because we'll all be dead. Carpe diem. But anyway, yeah, we got a bunch of stuff here. We have spent the money. We have all top grade parts from here on in, and probably, maybe not the next video, but sooner or later, there'll be a video as to why we get all top quality stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. What are we doing today? We're going to make a super duper bass pedal. I've been trying to record a little bit more. Been woodshedding. And I need a decent bass pedal. I need a decent compressor for the bass, for recording the bass. That's not it. I have a couple of compressor pedals I built. I built a Ross compressor pedal.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, those aren't the droids you're looking for. I have the pedal PCB version of an improved Ross pedal. That one's alright. It's quieter. The original Ross pedal, that thing picks up Mexican radio stations. So, but it does sound cool, especially on guitar. I have a DOD something or other, which gets the job done. But this guy here, Delegate Compressor, which is a clone of the Earthquaker Devices, the Warden. I think this is the, I think these are the droids we're looking for.
He can go about his business.
You can go about your business.
So that's going to be half the pedal. And then on the other half, oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, everybody loves that Darkglass. So it's going to be a 2-in-1 pedal, and check out this sexy enclosure we got. Oh yeah, can you see that? Probably not, it's hard to see. Yeah, don't worry about that. Yeah, it's pretty sexy right there. So we'll stick the two of them in there. We'll have a couple of foot switches, and it'll be awesome. Alright, yeah, hang tight. Here we go. I'm going to build this sucker. And while we're building, we're watching Beato. Is today's music bad? A 50-year top 10 comparison. I don't know, Rick. Is today's music bad? I mean, if you're lucky, you get 2 chords. The singer's singing about what a badass he is and pimping and hoeing, and he's got so much auto-tune on his voice, he sounds like Buzz Aldrin with his dick caught in his zipper. But, I don't know, is today's music bad? Ain't the Beatles. Alright, let's get it done here. I don't know what brought that up. Can you see that? How's that? There we go, that should be alright. Okay, if you're playing the home game and you're building one of these on your own, what we have over here in the parts list here, diodes D1, D2, and D5. We have 2 3mm reds and a 5mm white. But labeled on the board, we have D6 and D7 as optional. And we just have a thing here with markings for anode and cathode. I believe what they want to do is put the 2 3mm reds up here and the white one, 5mm white one down here for this LDR. I've looked at some pictures of builds online, and that appears to be what it is. So just a little thing. This doesn't really match up with the screen print on the board, but we figured it out. Here we are. I think this is how it's supposed to look. So as we said, where's Mr. Pointer? There you are. 2 red LEDs, 5mm white, and the LDR, which is a GL5516 500K dark. Does that mean anything to anyone? There you go. Alright, just the caps to do now, and then we'll do the off-board wiring. Alright, I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. we have C6, C7, and C8. And C7, 22 nanofarads. If we look on the parts list, C7, 220 nano. So is that a typo? What's going on here? So in order to figure this out, we went over here. We see that we got the Boneyard edition here, and I'm not exactly sure what that's about. I imagine if you scour the pedalpcb.com forums, it might be clearer. But I believe it's a modded version of the original circuit that we're cloning here. But C7 and C8, probably you want these to match. You probably don't want a 22 nano and a 220 here, if you can see what's going on here, coming out of here. Actually, I couldn't even tell you what that's doing. But, whatever. The schematic is calling for 220. That's what we're going to do, 220, C7 and C8. Fingers crossed. Here we are. All of the passive components are installed. Looking pretty nice. Gonna clean up all the flux now with some isopropyl alcohol. Make it all pretty. I'll do the off-board wiring and give her a test drive. Alright, while this is drying off, that looks nice, right? I gotta start thinking about potentiometers, and I got a big, humongous, giant box of potentiometers here. And in the past, I would have ordered them from Small Bear Electronics, but I was making a shopping list, and I needed the pot condoms, which I don't know where they're at, around here somewhere. Let me show you what they are. Pot condoms. And on Small Bear, I believe they're like 59 cents each. I didn't see anywhere where it was like, you know, you're buying 5 at a whack. So I went searching around, and I thought I had purchased these before from another website for like 11 cents each. And I thought it was stompboxparts.com, but I think it was guitarpedalpots.com that I bought them. But anyway, long story short, I ended up on stompboxparts.com. I'd never shopped from there before. And so I put a humongous order in with them for the first time. And very happy. They shipped the stuff out real quick. And they seem to have high quality stuff. Now the pots that they have are not alpha. We're trying to get away from using cheap Chinese no-name parts and components. I don't think I've ever had any problems with the no-name pots, but I've had problems with just about every other, you know, component that I've used, you know, made by companies with names that read like an unsolved Wheel of Fortune puzzle. But anyway, these seem almost identical to alpha pots, but I did notice that, you know, they get a little bit of sticky grease on there, anti-tarnish stuff or whatever, but they seem alright. Hopefully they are, because, you know, we got a schload here. But yeah. Oh yeah, and the price was, these are like half as much as the alphas on Small Beer, so, you know, when you're buying this many, it adds up quick. So well, I'll just have to use them and see. Alright, let's get them in there so we can try them out. Alright, here's the branding of the potentiometer. It's branded Stomp. And I think one difference is, how am I going to point this out here? Where's Mr. Pointer? Get over here, Mr. Pointer. Where are you? Mr. Pointer. Bring me a dream. See the legs right here? They're right up against the back of this other potentiometer, so definitely going to need the pot condoms if you use these. So I think this is a little longer than maybe an alpha, but it'll work just fine. It'll be fine. You'll see. Also from Stompbox Parts, we got these foot switches, and these are advertised as 1 kilogram pressure. So it's a nice soft click, nice and easy to press. They also come in 3 kilogram, a little harder to press down, and those will be the red ones. But they mentioned that the epoxy they used is the highest temperature resistant epoxy they could find, or something like that. So I'm hoping these will be really nice. Yeah, they seem fine. They look nice. But time will tell. Alright, I got the jacks, input and output jacks temped in, the 9-volt jack temped in. I just got the indicator LED just stuck in there. It's not soldered. Testing it out. And here's a new phenomenon. I've never made a pedal that worked in active mode and didn't work in bypass mode. I don't know how I did that, but I think we got a little bit of troubleshooting to do here. Am I in tune? But, does appear to be working, but when we bypass it, ooh, yeah, that's not good. So I'll have to figure out what's going on with it. Cool though, it works. It's probably something stupid, probably a ground or something, but we'll get to the bottom of it. Hang tight. Be right back. Yeah, here's your problem. If we can get in focus. Forgot the jumper from the input to the output. Durr. Alright, that sorted that out. I'm not going to do like a demo right now, because we need to do another whole pedal, and then we'll do a demo after the whole pedal is built. But the other thing is, this kind of needs to be inside a dark enclosure, because we have the light dependent resistor and the white LED interacting, and if there's ambient light, that's going to affect the way the pedal operates. But with that said, it's definitely doing the compressor thing for sure. Nice. Alright, we're halfway there. Let's build another pedal and then jam them both into one enclosure. Sweet.
Tomorrow.
Happy Sunday. I was up late last night working on this sucker. And, oh yeah, like a dummy, I forgot to clean the damn flux off. That's alright, it'll be fine. We'll clean that off. So the Darkglass, what the hell is the name of this thing? Darkglass something. Technical difficulties. B3K? There you go. Linear 3000 something. Yeah, she's together. We need to test her out. But first we're going to clean all the schmutz off. Test her out, and if she works, then we'll put this in the other pedal, which I have already lost apparently, in the enclosure, and then we'll hopefully have a cool pedal for the bass guitar. Alright, we got it plugged up. Let's see what we got here. I believe this is off. And this knob here is a blend, so if it's all the way to the left, counterclockwise, it should sound the same as bypassed. And it pretty much does. Got the drive cranked. I don't know what the switches do yet. And then the level. So we're at about unity. No, we're in bypass. Woo! Here we go. Alright, it works. You be quiet. Seems to work. This switch doesn't seem to do a whole lot, but maybe it will with the bass guitar. This one does, though. That makes some interesting noises. Alright, let's get it out of temporary mode, and we'll stick it into this absolutely sexy enclosure we got here. It's cool. It looks purple from this angle, and then blue from this angle, and it's all sparkly. Love it. Okay, let's do it. Recording. One little thing here. This calls for 3 TL072 dual op amps, and I only had 2 in stock. I don't know how the hell that happened. So what did I use? A 4558, I think, in the V1 position, or the IC1 position. But I don't think it's gonna matter. But we'll order some more TL072 so we can be legit. God damn, I gotta clean that. Okay, let me clean that and then we'll build the enclosure. Alright, so I want to use just one 9-volt DC jack for the whole thing. But we don't want to blow up the power supply if we're drawing too much current. Like if this whole setup is drawing 300 milliamps and we plug it into a 100 milliamp rated plug here, we don't want to blow it up. So I think this test will work. I have my power supply plugged into my Variac, which has a multimeter on it, and this is showing us how much current it's drawing. So right now it's drawing 10 milliamps. So if we plug this stuff in, I need a cameraman. You and you. Bam! Plugged in. And we're drawing a measly 20 milliamps. And nothing changes when I switch the bypass. So I think we'll be fine. These guys aren't really drawing much current at all. So one jack, 100 milliamps should be more than sufficient. I feel pretty good about that. How about you? Tell me about your feelings. In the comments below. Alright, we've measured twice, we've measured thrice. Hopefully we don't destroy this beautiful enclosure here. Yeah. I don't know if we talked about this yet. This PCB, this is the Darkglass, what do we call it, the B3K, was designed for 1/8 watt resistors. And we only have 1/4 watt resistors in our stash, so we had to do it analog man style, where they're all tipped up like that, which is fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. Alright, let's break out the, what do we have, a Ryobi? Break out the Ryobi. Bam. Look at this sexy beast. Ding. She is coming along. Starting to look legit. Gosh. Shit's starting to get real in here.
Oh, it's so sexy. It's for all the girls. Very sexy.
You like to be looked at.
super sexy. You sure do. So sexy, shiny and all styling, and all starry-eyed. So sexy, you're so sexy, beyond sexy. It's in the swivel hips, it's in the way you pucker your lips, it's in the fucking stew, it's in the way I love you. Oh, 'cause you're hip, in the way that totally trips. And I'm tripping on you. If the feeling was mutual, it would be beautiful. Shiny, you're all styling and all starry-eyed. It's in the cooking stew. It's in the fucking way I think I love you. And the people hips. Oh, love me. 'Cause you're hip in the way that's totally trip. And I'm tripping on you. If the feeling was mutual, it would be beautiful. Shining, styling, and all starry-eyed. You're so sexy. It's in the fucking stew, in the way I think I love you. You're all shiny and all styling. It's in the fucking trip. It's in the way you're totally hip. Shining, styling, it still moves. You sure groove. And you're so sexy. Oh, super sexy. It's new moves, you sure do. So sexy, shining and all styling and all starry-eyed. You're so sexy, beyond sexy. You're welcome.
All right. We got holes. I think we have all of them. Hopefully. We need to think about our indicator LEDs. And on the compressor, where's Mr. Pointer? On the compressor, we're just going to solder the LED directly to its spot on the circuit board. And that'll end up right here. But on the Darkglass, the spot for the LED is up here, which is kind of buried by this pot. And again, I'm thinking these Stomp branded pots are a little bit longer than a traditional alpha. But anyway, we wouldn't want a LED here and then another one here. We're going to move this guy from up here down here so it'll be even and symmetrical. So we're going to connect an LED to some wires, and we'll connect the wires into here and then run the LED up here. And we have to decide on some colors. We got this purple, blue enclosure, depending upon which angle we look at it. Compressor is going to be white, because why wouldn't it be? But the Darkglass, what do we do? Do they make gray LEDs? I'm going to have to think about this, but we got a whole selection here. Pick out a good color. Maybe we'll go with pink. Alright, we're almost done here. A couple little snafus. These are things that you just learn through experience and making mistakes. These toggle switches, they have a little keyway in the shaft. And these washers have these little... Where's Mr. Pointer? What am I using that for? Have these little tabs on them. I don't know why. Nobody ever uses them. I should just order some regular washers for these. But anyway... As you can see, when I soldered the switches in, they're going in bipolarly. We'll use that. We'll go with that. I'm going to go ahead and say did that on purpose. That's what we're running with. Then the other thing is I probably should have put these a little further apart so we could have stuck a battery in here. You know, I never use batteries anyway. This pedal's for me, so whatever. But if this was going to someone else or retail or something, a little bit wider, that would have been beautiful right here for a battery. But this is how we learn. We learn by making mistakes, and we learn a lot around here. All right, almost done. Bam! Here we go. Looks pretty decent. Not bad. Hopefully everything survived from the test drive till now. I'm not going to put all the nuts and crap on until we know for sure she's working. But we're almost there. Let's try her out. See how we did.
Day 3.
Happy Monday night, everybody. This is not what I wanted to be doing after work. Let me explain what's going on here. And this is so disappointing because the next video I'm going to make, which may come before this video or after it, is all about how I just spent a giant ton of money to replace all my capacitors that I use for building pedals, from just douching out all the cheap Chinese junk that I got from Amazon. Bought all high quality stuff, and I made the promise to myself and to the universe at large that no more cheap crap, blah. And as we mentioned, I think at the beginning of this video, we tried these Stomp branded pots, and I got this pedal all together, ready to plug it all in. It was all done. I even put the feet on the bottom of the cover. When I do that, we're done. And it's demo time. Plugged it in, and two of these knobs, this one and I think this one of them wouldn't turn all the way. It only turned like a little more than half the way it should. And the other one felt like it had 3 detents in it. It was all crunchy inside. That's bad. So that demoralized me, and that ended. I was hoping to finish filming yesterday and just edit during the week after the day job. Here's a nice box truck for you. Oh! Seriously, how does that happen? How did this thing even get here? How do you move something like this? I mean, I work in transportation, and I would have no idea how to move something like this without like a Chinook. Yikes. Like that, as you can see here, had to cut them out, and we're going to have to desolder these, and that's just bad. I mean, it's a pain in the friggin' scrotum to go and undo all the nuts and tear everything apart, and then we're going to have to desolder these legs and pull them out, and it's never good to have to desolder something on a circuit board. You can overheat it, and bad things can happen. We don't like that. So here are the two offenders in question. If we can see those, I took them apart to see what the hell's going on. This is what the inside of a Stomp branded potentiometer looks like. What I believe happened, the one that doesn't turn all the way, you see it's got all these little keys on the top of this circle, and that stops the swing, so you can go from here to here. I believe that was installed backwards, so you got the opposite of what it was supposed to have. So I emailed stompboxparts.com. They said they've never gotten any quality complaints before about these. Take it for what it's worth. They asked for me to send them back so they could look into it, but you know, I already tore them apart and kind of diagnosed that. So I'm going through all these other ones here to see, you know, check for functionality. They swing the whole way. There's no crunchiness inside. So far, so good. And like I said before, they're kind of covered in like sticky grease, and the cheap Amazon Chinese crap ones you get are covered in grease. So think we know what we're getting. So last night I just ordered replacements for all these from Small Bear Electronics. We're getting alphas. We're not using these. I'll use these for myself on stuff, experiments or whatever, but hopefully once and for all, this, however much this costs, $30–40 worth of potentiometers, is a well spent money on hopefully getting it through my thick head to not buy the cheap stuff. But while we're here, let's pull one of these alpha pots off and see the difference in construction. Now the alpha pots are not covered in goop. Alright, I can tell already that the legs are made of thicker metal. When I cut the broken ones off of this PCB, it did cut through them like butter. And that is not the case with the alpha pot. So there's something there. Give me a second, I'll chop this guy out if I can. Hopefully I don't wreck my dikes. Yeah, this is much more difficult to cut through here. Alright, he has been extricated. Hopefully I'm not screwing up the camera here. Alright, so we got this back cover, and that is installed with 4 little hooks. So we got to bend these back, and these are, yes, again, on these, it was super easy just to get the little screwdriver under there. I mean, they're not wrapped around as much or as tightly, and it's thin metal, and I would just whoop, 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 whoop. Got the back cap off real easy. That is not the case with the alphas. I'm gonna have to recruit a different tool here to try and get this open. No. Come on. Okay, so the back metal cap is definitely on there much more securely and tightly. Here's the inside. This is the alpha. Here is the stomp for comparison. And they look similar, but different. Alright, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but the sweeper on the alpha, the one on the bottom, is like 25% thicker. The wafer, the brown wafer, is nicer material. And it's just better. It's just better. Alpha's been making pots for a long time, and they know what they're doing. So, to recap, don't buy cheap components. Just don't do it. I know the temptation's there. Don't do it. Tone Priest from the future here. And I finally figured out what was going on with these pots. So, we just saw that they are not technically as well constructed as the alphas, and that the metal that they use, the back cap and just the metal in general, is more malleable. So what happened that was making these potentiometers go wonky is when I had this board installed, I had a nut on these switches, both sides, on the inside of the enclosure. And so what that was doing, that was angling the PCB back. So the pots were not sitting flush to the inside of the enclosure. So when I tightened down the nut, it was bending or deforming the body of the potentiometer. Okay, so that's operator error. That being said, when I tighten down the nuts, let me take this off so you can see what I'm talking about here. Alright, here's the potentiometer. So, Mr. Pointer, you're backwards. When I was tightening down this nut, what that was doing was deforming the bodies of the potentiometers because the board wasn't sitting flush. But I didn't crank the crap out of these nuts down with, with a lot of tension. I get these fingered tight, and I just give them a, like a eighth of a turn more to snug them up. And that's all it took to deform the pots. So we're going to file that under operator error. But as we saw, the construction is inferior to alpha, and it doesn't take a lot of operator error to make them fail. So, I don't know, take that for what it is. It's nothing against Stompbox parts. I've made another big order from them just a week ago, and everything else I got from them is fantastic. We got some awesome enclosures. Their service is great. When I emailed them, they got right back to me. I'll be buying stuff from them, hopefully, well into the future. They have a lot of nice enclosures that, a lot of the other places that sell this kind of stuff, must be having these supply chain issues because nobody has enclosures like they do. So, thumbs up on that. And, the switches are great that they have. And everything else. Everything's been great. Just the pots, not quite up to snuff, in my opinion. That's all. Hope that's helpful. Let's carry on. Alright, I think it has survived the surgery. You see all that? It's looking good. I have my bass. Can you see that? Bass. Plugged into the Blackface Deluxe not reverb clone that I built. Just to give it a quick test drive. We'll mic her up and do it right, hopefully, soon. Alright, let's see what we got here. Boom. Clean tone. So let's do the Darkglass, see what we got. Alright, that works. Try the old compressor out. Oh yeah, it's compressing. Ooh, compressing the shit out of it. Try some knobbages. I guess I'm gonna have to learn how to use a compressor. Some level. This might be helpful. This is what all the knobs do. Can you see that? Alright, there you go. It works. Alright, now I'm going to learn how to use it. And mic it up, and hopefully it sounds good. So stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss it. All the trouble we went through. Oh, look what we're doing. Can you see that in the glare? Probably not. Sheol. We are in the depths of hell, my friends. Made a little graphic for the enclosure. Look pretty nice. And what we did is we solicited the services of the GIMP.
Well, bring out the GIMP.
I think the GIMP's sleeping.
Not that GIMP. This GIMP right here. Right here. So, to get that printout, what we did was take a picture of the pedal. And let's do this. Well, took a picture of the pedal top down with a ruler on it. As you can see right here, we got a ruler. So we can match everything up, but it worked out fine. There's nothing tricky about it. And then we made that a layer, and then we just can adjust the opacity to kind of help us line it up. And we get a nice picture of hell here, and we added some text. And we printed this out on some Avery sticker paper. And then, on the sticker paper, we cut it out, put it on a piece of cardboard, and then we just very, very gently, from far away, gave it like 3 coats. We gave it a coat, we let it dry, came back, again, very gently, very light layer from far away, nice full coat on top, 3 of those. And by doing it gently from far away, the clear coat here is half dry when it hits the paper. And this is an inkjet printout, so we don't want to get the paper really wet because the ink will obviously smudge and get all gross and yucky. But 3 coats, let it dry in between each one, and that kind of seals the ink onto the paper. And then we took our sticker, we plopped it on here, and then when that's nice and dry, the 3rd coat, you can go back and you can hit it, you know, with a nice good coat. Or 2. We might put another coat on here. And that will, you know, make it look like this, which I think looks pretty good. So we're letting this dry. Come on, get the glare out of there. Go away. Yeah, oh yeah, look at that. Ooh, who wouldn't want one of these? Yeah, so we're gonna let this dry, then I'm gonna put all 82,000 nuts and washers back on here and call it a day. Yeah. Alright, that is going to conclude this video. This will be the build video. We are going to mic this up and do I hope to do a pretty extensive demonstration of this, mic'd up and recorded. That's going to take a little bit of time because I'm going to have to program some MIDI drums or find some isolated drum tracks on the old internet and play along to them. So that's going to take a minute, but I'm going to put in the effort because been playing around with this thing, and it's yeah, this is the shit right here. So something to look forward there. Just be a little patient, give me some time, and you will have that for sure. In the meantime, we built this sucker right here, the Moskonen, something like that. It's a Danish bog hag. That's what that means. How awesome is that? This is a clone of a Thorpe Effects the Dane. October 1st, 2023 at 9 p.m. Eastern. We are going to do like a raffle thing for my Patreon viewers. Supporters, and give this away like we did with the Priesthood Tone, King of Tone clone. And yeah, you want this. If that interests you, we only have 2 supporters right now, so if you join my Patreon, you'll have like a 33% chance of winning this sucker. And this is a fantastic pedal. This is my new favorite Overdrive boost right here. I tell you what. So check it out. $3 a month, $5 a month. I forget what the 3rd tier is. $10 a month, something like that. The higher tier you go up, the more chances, more raffle tickets you have in the drawing. I may put a ridiculous tier in there, like a $100 a month, you know, cheat to win tier. You know, if somebody really wants something. But whatever. We'll do what's fun, and fun will be had by all. Alright. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank my Patreon supporters. Thanks for subscribing, thumbs up in, and for being a friend and a neighbor. Wouldn't you like to be mine? There they are. Alright, we'll see you real soon. Thanks, guys. Rock on.
Done.
Feelings